When I think back to the start of my running journey, I would have laughed if someone told me I'd be training for a 100k mountain ultramarathon in years to come. But here I am, I'm training to tackle the Seven Valleys Ultra. It's a brand new race, it's 109 kilometres with over 4,000 metres of elevation. Now this race is going to be a lot of firsts for me. Navigation is the biggie. As part of my training, I've come to Glenridding so I can recce one of the hardest sections of the course, and you're coming along with me.
This week for training so far, all I've done is the Running Channel Run Club, which was just a really easy 5k. So taking it nice and easy, and this week is totally backloaded with the running because I'm going to be doing bits today, bits tomorrow, and bits on Sunday too, plus loads of hiking, so just getting loads of time on feet up in the hills. In total, I'm doing a 16-week training plan, so this is week 8, so I'm halfway through. Perfect opportunity to go and try some of the course out.
Although the section of the route that I'm recceing is kind of short, I guess, in length, it is punchy. It starts in a town and then heads up and up to around 750 metres, and then we descend back down towards Thirlmere Lake and the main road.
All right, let's get moving. This part of the route, I think, is about 80 kilometres in to the full race. So although I'm running now, and this is a very nice runnable section, it'd be interesting to see how my legs are at this point. So some other ultras that I've done have been on actual way-marked ways, so like the Calderdale Way in Yorkshire, for example. There'll be no route markings at all. I'll have the GPX on my Garmin, which I'm following today, and paper map and compass, which I've been learning how to use, because up until this point, I've never had to self-navigate any race that I've done, really. They've all been waymarked, yeah. I'm focusing just on what the landscape's like. For this whole weekend that I'm spending up in the lakes, I'm going to be hitting the maps. I've gone the wrong way. I literally have the route on my watch and I've gone the wrong way. So I kind of thought this would happen. That's why we do recce's, right? But also, on my Garmin, it does buzz when there's an actual turn. But when you're out in the lakes, where there's not real paths necessarily, it's so easy to be complacent and just to follow the path that you're going. I didn't look at my watch, I haven't been looking at it. And that is a massive lesson learned, because when you're doing 100k, the route itself is 109. I know that it's going to end up being way more than that because of nav errors. So there is a warning to you all. Look at your watch, follow your route. So I think I've got to go back round there, and then we come up the hill where this fence line is up there, which makes way more sense for the elevation profile. Don't go that way. Go that way. So far, training for this has been really good, actually. I've been following the 100-kilometre training plan from the Runner app. So I'm on week 8 of 16, and yeah, I mean, it's been a really good mix of everything, because there've been hill sessions, interval sessions, long runs and easy runs, tempo runs, so kind of everything you'd expect from a marathon training plan, which seems weird, I guess, because if you're ultra running, it's much slower naturally and long, but it gives you speed and power on the hills. Strength and conditioning has been huge. 2 sessions in the gym a week, plus the classes that I teach. So I don't count those as my sessions, but it's extra, which is great. Training's been really different this time compared to running home for Christmas, because running home for Christmas was 115 miles on the flat along a canal, and this is a shorter distance, but massively different in the elevation stakes. So I've just had to make sure that I get plenty of hill training in. Intervals were not a big deal when I was doing running home for Christmas, whereas for this one, yeah, I need that extra training stimulus, I guess, for getting strong through the quads, through the hamstrings and through the glutes. So
So halfway through today's recce and at the highest point, I'm so chuffed because this actually didn't feel as hard as I thought it was going to, which is so good for me because now I feel like my training's really paying off. So I've come up the ascent and now I'm going that way straight back down. So I'm very much looking forward to the downhill. I'll be able to get out on a couple more hills while I'm up here to do a little bit more recceing of the route. So I know that my focus next time is going to be to make sure that I really concentrate on what I'm doing when it comes to nav. Running home for Christmas last year was one of the wettest times I have spent running in my life ever before. And that was flat next to a canal. The mountains in bad weather are way less forgiving. Anything can happen up on the hill. And changing clothes into dry kit's going to be much harder as well. Do me a favour, the next time you do a race, maybe think about writing down the list of controllables and non-controllables. So this is the fun bit of going uphill. Downhill! I love the downs. I gotta keep looking where I'm putting my feet though. But this is so much fun. I think the best tip for downhill running is look where you're going. Always have a plan, like 2 steps ahead. So there's no point in putting your foot somewhere and then not knowing what you're gonna do with the next one when your feet are moving so fast. So for this recce in particular, it's 10K, so realistically, you probably think, well, you're not going to need much fuel for that, and that's probably quite true. It depends really more on how long you're out for rather than how far you're going. So if it takes a little bit longer because you're looking around and doing your recce and whatever, you might end up being out for a couple of hours. So for this recce, I've brought basically the selection of snacks that were in my pack, plus my stolen Baby Bell from breakfast at the hotel. I'd like to know, have I actually convinced you to take on an ultra yet? Because I've been having a bloody lovely day, and hang on, look at this. Like, why wouldn't you want to do this? If you have been inspired to take on an ultra, or maybe just a trail race, it doesn't have to be 100 kilometres long, please let me know in the comments. I love hearing from people who've got challenges coming up as well. If you've already got one in the diary, pop it in the comments. That downhill was so much fun. I have fallen over. Comes with it. I should have been using the sticks, but down there is the finish for our recce today, back to the hotel where I'm staying, and I can pretty much see the finish from here too. So it's all the way over there, it's in Keswick. From here, there's probably another 20K or so to go. So I cannot wait to be back here in like 8 weeks' time. Right, all done now to go back the way I came and go and get the car. Only joking. No, I have sorted out the transportation stuff. So don't forget, if you're doing a recce that's point to point like I have today, make sure you know how you're going to get back the other way as well. Or great training to go back and do it the other way, because then you get some extra kilometres in your legs, which is what I'm going to do this afternoon, because I'm going to head up to Helvellyn, do a little walk with Ralph and Neil, and just basically tire these legs out, because it's great training for when they're going to be tired for the race itself. So hopefully you have been inspired to take on an ultra. They are for everybody. Genuinely the most amazing day recceing today, and I cannot wait for the race itself, which I'll be bringing you guys on along with as well, like I did with running home for Christmas. So make sure you check out that video if you haven't already seen it. There are lots of tears and laughs along the way. It does get pretty emotional. Enjoy!